What's good, everybody? This is Melvin, and welcome to the third episode of Film School. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. I know we've had a lot of fun creating it for you guys, and it's helped us individually as players being able not only to study the film, but also teach it to you guys and break it down play by play. Make sure you guys give us feedback on what else you want to see in the breakdowns in the future. Like we always say, this is for you guys, and we enjoy doing it. Before we get started, make sure you guys tune in to the first two episodes of Film School taught by Ant. He did a great job with those, and they will be linked in the description and in the top right corner of the screen. And make sure you guys soak all that up. Some good stuff. Today I'm going to be taking you guys through my last season at the prep basketball level and how I like to change the momentum of the game. Alright, we got the first clip here. Let's go ahead and let it run through one time. Alright, let's run it back. Alright, so we take it from the top. This team in particular liked to press us a lot at the beginning of the game before we started picking it apart. So I was able to get the ball across half court, and as you guys can see, the majority of everybody is behind me with the ball. So in this instance, even though I had my defender off balance and on my hip, I can't just attack the rim yet because all eyes are on me and we don't necessarily have a full advantage right now. So I decided to slow down. You know, one thing I really love about the point guard position is that you have a lot of control over the say-so of the game and momentum and pace at which it's played. So in this scenario, I was able to pull it out for just a split second, and it gave my big time to get down the court and my other guys time to get to their spots, which will help me later in this play. Alright, so here's my first mistake. One thing I could have done better is instead of just hitting him with a quick in and out, I got to drag that guy down into the level of the screen. That way he gets clipped, and that frees up a ton more space for me to come off. I should be able to come off right here in the space and get an easy pull-up. But because I don't, it forces me to come off the screen without my guy getting hit. And it puts my big in a tough spot because that's a foul on him because I didn't set up the screen. So even though I didn't make the easier play of just making sure my guy hits the screen, I'm able to counter my mistake, and I have a good change of direction here to get my guy off balance. And now I'm able to attack this driving lane, and now the play is determined by a simple read. So at this point, the guy's on my hip, and he's completely out of the picture. I'm strong enough to hold him off and get to the lane and attack the rim. So the only things that can really hinder me from doing that are the guys in the paint. The first guy on the left, he has to stop me and get both of his shoulders in front of mine, and then the read is to just kick it out to my big for the little mid-range shot. If the guy in the middle helps, I got to dump off to my big on the block, and that's a dunk, which is a huge momentum play for us. And then lastly, if the glass guy crashes in, then it's a kick out to my shooter. Now, the spacing here isn't great, but understanding the read will help you at higher levels. So we're at phase one of my progression. The first guy steps to me, but he doesn't fully commit to stopping me, and he doesn't get both of his shoulders in front of me in order to take a charge. So at that point, I know if I can get his momentum shifted more, then I'll be able to split them and power through any type of reach for the ball and finish at the rim. So in this case, I do a good job of getting him off balance by showing the ball in front of him and then snatching it back inside while still having the ball high so that I can finish. And this actually ended up being an and one. So another tip is that refs always favor the player that's under control. So in a lot of situations, they'll lean towards you if you make controlled moves and it seems like you're on balance. Because on this play, the guy hit me, but my body control allowed me not to be affected by it, and the refs saw that, and so they gave me the call. And with that being an and one, that's a huge momentum shift for us because they're trying to press us and speed us up. But we're still scoring, and they're fouling, which means we're able to score without time coming off the clock, and it will put them in tough spots later in the game. So in order to gain momentum for your team, you want to make plays that deflate the other team's morale. So on this play in particular, they hadn't got out of the press yet, so I was able to pitch the ball across half court early. And one skill I was really able to hone in on this year was being a threat off of the ball, especially with this team because we had a lot of guards who were all adept at different things on the court, so sometimes you'd have to get off the ball. So if we let the clip run a little bit, stop it here, we can see that I'm standing here at the top calling for the ball and hoping that my big sees me as he's getting trapped, which is low-level basketball. And in theory, Yes, I'm wide open right now, but he can't make an accurate pass through a double team and over this guy's head. So I realized that and make a Euro cut towards the ball, and that changed the angle, and now I'm extremely open, and he hits me in rhythm, and I got time and space to pull the trigger. And shots like that, where you're able to capitalize on the lapses within the defensive coverage, are big, because I think in this particular game, that was a big run for us to come back in that game, and they actually end up calling timeout. And we can see the frustration on the actual team's face, and that helps a lot to build momentum for your team. On to the next clip. So here I'm able to get the board, which as a point guard is a vital skill to have, because with this I'm able to change the tempo of the game, momentum of the game, and direct all type of traffic depending on if I come up the court slow or if I speed up the pace of it. So in this situation, I decide to bring the ball up slow. I see that we don't have any numbers necessarily, and so I'm coming up under control. But as I'm doing that, I realize that this guy here is out of position and is no man's land. And so I understand that for us to score, the read is either he's going to come up and defend me and I'm able to blow past him, and that's a mismatch in itself, or he's going to go all the way to the paint and I'm going to be able to pull up right here. And me being able to make that read and pull up and knock that down led to them calling another timeout. And now my team has the momentum and everybody's juiced up and ready to go. Plays like that allow you to come back from a deficit or extend the lead and allow you to put yourself in a position to where you can win the game at the end. And this shot in particular, I practiced it a lot to the point where as soon as I saw the guy's head turn, I knew exactly what I was going to do. And a lot of these shots are just in the flow of the game, but because I put that practice in, I have ultra confidence in being able to take that shot and make it. Here I'm able to steal an offensive rebound and put another 2 points up on the board. And in this game, the momentum shifts were crazy. We kept going back and forth, answering a big play with another big play. So at this point in the game, it's the final minutes, so every position counts. And if you're able to steal plays and points like this for your team, you put yourself in position to win at the end. I realize that there's 2 individual keys you have to possess in order to really get the most out of yourself during these games. And first, it's the mental edge that you have, and second, it's the intangibles that you bring to the game. So there are a lot of plays that you can make that don't go in the stat book, but are just as crucial as hitting a big three or getting a steal. So you want to make sure as a player you try to hit the game on all facets to the best of your ability in order to increase your stock and help your team win. As far as the mental side, it's about understanding what you can do and where you want to do it from. So understanding where my sweet spots are on the court and how much time and space I need to get my jumper off is the key that you need to have going into all these games. And that only comes from the repetition that you put up. So here we are with the last clip. Like I said before, the mental aspect allows you to understand what your opponents are thinking and gives you competitive advantage over what's going on. So we go to this. Once again, I get off the ball and I pass it to my off guard. He's able to attack and penetrate. And now I'm in a position to where I can either catch and shoot or go past him. But I know in my head before I've hit 2 threes already. And I know he knows that, and his coach has already blasted him for that. So all I need to be able to do is read feet and shoulders and be able to make a move and get to my spot. And that's a wrap for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know something down in the comments what you guys want to see. And if you enjoyed this episode, I know I had fun doing it for you guys. Make sure you guys tune into the Fresh Squeeze podcast tomorrow. Got some good content for you guys. And this has been me signing off. Be safe. Peace.